Hey guys, Hidden Azeroth here, and this week we're exploring Azeroth's largest and only subway system, the Deeprun Tram. As you can see, we're standing just inside the entrance to the Stormwind City tunnel, and while it looks like you can see Stormwind through a portal, you actually can't. There are a couple methods to do this exploration, but the easiest one is to use a Demon Hunter's double jump and vengeful retreat to flip backwards onto the first pillar to the right entering the tram. From here, carefully climb the archway so your character is pinned against the ceiling, and use an item like the Vrykul Drinking Horn to increase your size. Log out, then back in, and you'll be able to clip through the ceiling and climb above the tram. For the interest of time and video quality, I've edited the log in and log out processes so that they appear more seamless than they actually are. Don't worry, this has no actual impact on the process of the exploration. Once on top of the archway, use double jump and fell rush to pass above the portal and get into the tunnel behind it. The reason this small section of city is here is because the Deeprun Tram isn't actually connected to Stormwind and Ironforge. The tram is in fact an isolated location, and passing through the portals on either side teleports you to each respective city. However, in order to maintain the appearance of the tram is in fact connected to both cities, Blizzard copied a small portion of Stormwind and Ironforge and put them outside of a portal so that players see them as they go through the tunnel. Entering back into the tunnel, we can see a player exiting the tram and running in place as they load into Stormwind. Running through this side of a portal will also teleport you back into Stormwind, but for the interest of video editing, I've cut it down to teleporting back into the tram. I've just done a jump cut to the Ironforge portal entrance so that we can explore that side of the tunnel. Use the same method as before to get above the tram and past the portal. For a fun bit of trivia, the Deeprun Tram was actually engineered by High Tinker Gebelin Mechatork on the order of King Magni Bronzebeard, who was frustrated that he was having difficulty sending troops and aid to the humans of Stormwind City who were rebuilding after the city's destruction in the Second War. The tram has ceased operation once, when it was shut down by Moira Thracian when she was attempting to seize control of Ironforge in order to prevent Stormwind City from sending knights to reinforce Muradin Bronzebeard. Once on top of the archway, we can jump over the portal once more and explore the fake version of Ironforge outside the tunnel. The various hanging signposts read as default markers when hovered over with your mouse cursor, and the small mailbox can be used. Once again, I've edited out the double loading screen so that we appear to load back into the tram. Finally, it is my great honor to show you my favorite exploration in World of Warcraft, the Deeprun Tram Aquarium. When the Deeprun Tram was first envisioned, the developers intended to have it connect Stormwind City with Darnassus. Because of that, when the tram was first being designed, they had it run under a large body of water that was supposed to represent the Great Sea. However, technical limitations at the time prevented them from connecting cities on two different continents, so they elected to connect Stormwind to Ironforge instead. A large glass dome prevents us from exploring the area. However, there are two methods to get past it. One's much more complex but can be done by any class, and one is much easier but can only be done by Demon Hunters. I'm going to be using the Demon Hunter method today, because it's much easier to use and is far more reliable. Turn your back to the first pillar not underneath the glass dome and use double jump and vengeful retreat to climb up to the top of it. Once you're pushed against the ceiling, use an item to enlarge your character and log out and back in like we did earlier in the video. Once we've logged back in, use double jump and vengeful retreat to flip backwards into the aquarium. Safety first, remember to bring an item that helps you breathe underwater. Since I'm an engineer, I'll be using the deep dive helmet. While most of the NPCs in the aquarium can't be killed, the sharks are an exception. On the left side of the aquarium, facing Ironforge, a small gnome named the Deeprun Diver will walk back and forth. Before patch 2.4 during the Burning Crusade, rogues could shadow step to him to get inside the aquarium. Occasionally, he'll open a treasure chest called the Deeprun Chest. Players can open this chest as well, although there's no loot inside of it. In front of us is the famous Nessie, a large plesiosaur that swims around the aquarium. An obvious reference to the Loch Ness Monster, Nessie will phase in between the various sections of the aquarium. The water inside the aquarium doesn't actually fill the entire area, and there are sections where you can walk around on dry land. In these sections, you can jump up in the air. If you go above a certain height, your character turns invisible, but you can still navigate around terrain. By carefully climbing up this boat, we're able to double jump and fell rush across to the tram piping. Be careful not to land on the glass or you'll fall back into the tunnel. Running along the pipes, we can watch the trains passing below. Upon reaching a certain distance, all the NPCs and objects inside the aquarium stop rendering and we're left seeing only the sand dune. Interestingly, the aquarium isn't actually one body of water. The left and right sides of the aquarium have their own independent bodies of water, and the middle has no water in it. It's just a flat sandbar with a fake water effect laid over top of it. The glass in the dome is one way, meaning we can simply walk back into the tunnel despite not being able to enter the aquarium that way. To explore the opposite side of the aquarium, simply use the same escape method as we used before, or double jump across the tops of the tunnels. If you're wondering why I'm playing Vashtir music rather than the music from the zone I'm exploring like I normally do, it's because the Deeprun Tram doesn't actually have zone music, it just creates a constant humming noise. The water throughout the aquarium is incredibly shallow. In fact, I'm currently swimming at the maximum height. Approaching the edge of the map, everything vanishes and we see only the Stormwind City skybox. This is so that the copied section of Stormwind that we saw at the beginning of the video has the proper lighting at any time of day. The Deeprun Tram Aquarium is my favorite location in WoW, and it's actually what got me into exploring in the first place. So whether you're an avid explorer, or you're looking to ignite the spark of exploration in yourself, the Deeprun Tram is well worth a visit. And as always, thanks for watching. Also, I wanted to talk for a moment about where I've been and the future of this channel, but I didn't want it to interrupt the pacing of this exploration, so I've made a separate video talking about it. If you've got a few minutes to watch it, I'd really appreciate it if you did. You'll find it on the end card coming up right now.